It's from the Lego movie. It's cute. It's about teamwork. I love it. Hola, mamacita. How you
I
guys
think she
doing?
said background, not music.
Hello. It's okay. I like both.
Hey! I love that song. It's called Come Together Now. It's by the Lego movie, which I totally haven't seen because I don't watch kids' movies often on Tuesdays and Thursdays. No. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? Everyone looks beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Fab.
Yes, yes. Hello, Lakeisha. Hello, Cindy, Denise,
Hello,
Linda,
hello.
Vanessa, iPhone, Sean, Paula. And of course, we have the lovely Mary with us. I love me some Mary. I love me some Mary. So, it is always such a privilege to talk to my fellow consultants in the Wood National area. And so this evening, I thought I would talk about something that is near and dear to me that I really feel has been instrumental in helping me build my business and uh, just I just value it so much. And that's a little thing called teamwork. I know it's cliche. Teamwork makes the dream work. But when you think about it, if you are in Mary Kay, that means that you are on someone's team. Even if you haven't built a team yet or you've decided that you're not going to build a team, you are part of someone's team, right? So think about your recruiter. You're on her or his team. The person who is your sales director, you're on their team. Your national sales director, Anita Wood or Anita Conley, right? We are part of their team. So everything we do in this business is based off of being a part of a team. Now, the beauty is in the business, such as ours, we are all independent contractors, right? So we can all have autonomy. We can pretty much do things how we want as long as it is the Mary Kay way, right? We're our own bosses. We can do things when we want. But isn't it beautiful to know that even though we are in business for ourselves, we are not we're in business for ourselves, but we are not by ourselves, right? It feels good. It feels good. And really think about this that when an organization is strong and everyone is on board, that organization can accomplish amazing things. Teamwork makes the dream work. So I'm just going to share my first true vision of Mary Kay. This is what really has stayed with me over the years. Many, 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 many years ago, I was invited to a pedicure party at a local hotel. And I remember the smell of the little shower gels that they were putting in the foot tubs, and everyone just looked so excited. They were happy. But what really stood out in my mind was that in the front of the room, there were these three ladies, okay? They had similar suits, you know, they weren't all identical, but almost identical. And they were in unison. They just seemed to flow together and they would just work together. And they had such unity. They had such unison among them. They each were so different. They were really all very different, but they complemented one another. And it was because of that scene that, and nothing else, really, nothing else but that I knew that someday I wanted to be a part of this beautiful company. And I wanted to be one of those women who work together with other women to help other women feel accomplished and accomplish their dreams. And so, fast forward many years, and I'm finally ready to work this Mary Kay thing as a business. And one of the most fun and amazing times, or some of the most fun and amazing times of my personal business, were those where my sales director was going for a huge goal. Like when she was going for her Cadillac or BMW or whatever it was. And I really wanted her to succeed. But at the same time, I really understood that by me helping her, I was naturally going to succeed myself. It just made sense. And it was just so exciting, so invigorating to be a part of a team that was going somewhere. Can y'all really, like all of you have sales directors who our area is filled with units, sales directors that are going somewhere. isn't it exciting when everybody's on board and everyone's cheering each other on, and there's just that camaraderie. And that to me what makes Mary Kay so different from other companies out there, is the fact that women build one another up. We work together. We cheer one another on. We're not in competition with each other. We're in competition with ourselves, and we make each other better. I absolutely love that about this company. It's so different from any other work environment that I've ever been in. But you might be saying, look, Raven, look, I am not the type that wants to be like all up in somebody's face every single day, cheering them on. Okay, I'm like, I like to do things on my own. That's fine. That's not necessarily what we're talking about when we're talking about being a team player. This business is made up of all types of personalities. And every single person, no matter what your personality is, you are valuable. Even as an independent person, you bring so much value as a part of the team. So I'm just going to mention a few ways that you can support your team, even if it's just you and your recruiter right now. You can support them. So number one, are you informed? And what I mean by that is, do you know what your recruiter's goal is, what your director's goal is, what our national goal is? What are we all working for, right? So if you are on someone's team, is she working to be a red jacket, a star recruiter? Is she working to go on target for her car? Is she working to go into directorship qualifications, as we call DIQ, director in qualification? Do you even know what any of that means? So you can truly be a team player by just investigating a little bit into what all this stuff means. Like, what are they talking about when they talk about red jacket and going on target and all this stuff? That's one way that you can be a team player, by just being informed. Another way is by showing up. I'm preaching to the choir because you ladies are always showing up to these things, And so just to reiterate, whether you have a good week or a less than fabulous week, are you the type of person that can cheer other people on? Even if things aren't going so wonderful for your business, are you the type of person that can cheer other people on? I remember when I was a consultant, I showed up if I had a $0 week. And if I had $1,000 week, because if I had a good week, my unit meeting needed me because they needed to know what I did. And if I didn't have $1,000 week or a great week, could you imagine someone who is like the queen of sales and there's like nobody there to cheer her on? Awkward, right? So I needed to be there to cheer on the other person. And of course, I always felt more lifted and refreshed by meeting with other people and prepared for the week to come. All right, so the next thing is to just concentrate on you. Okay, I know that sounds like reverse of what I'm saying. What I mean is, do what you're best at. Do you know what your strength is? Because it literally takes every single person in the unit to make a team. One person may be great at booking and holding parties. If that is your strength, you go with it. You book those parties. You be the best booker that your unit has ever seen. And if other people, want to know how you did it, you can be the go-to person. You can share your scripts. You can share your techniques with them on booking. Be a team player that way. Or you may be absolutely fabulous at holding parties, selling the product. Do that. Just by you working your business and you doing what you're good at, you're helping your unit tremendously. You might be great at sell-a-thons, selling. I love to sell those charcoal masks, or I love to sell those lip glosses, or whatever it is. Or you might be great at recruiting, sharing the opportunity. Of course, let's not get it twisted. We got it. We all have to do all of those things. We must all book. We must all sell. We must all share the opportunity, right? Can't skip those things. But there's usually one or two things that we are stronger at. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. What are you strong at? And you work on you, because being the best version of you is definitely helping your team. Even if it's only like you're really great at shopping stuff for yourself. I'm just kidding. But, hey, it will definitely help your team if you are loyal to our brand and you're only shopping Mary Kay. Everything head to toe. Everything head to toe, Mary Kay. You should be using anything from anybody else. So that's another way that you can help your team. Every single sale, every single career chat, it's all important. Some people feel like they're not working their business on a certain level, so they're not as part of the team. Y'all, that is so not true. Again, every single dollar counts. So one of my beautiful sister directors asked me to share just a little bit of how we finished the Cadillac in my unit, and I do want to applaud my beautiful Joyful Jewels. Yay, ladies and gentlemen. I really love every single one of my Joyful Jewels. I'm so grateful for my unit. These women and gentlemen are absolutely fabulous. They've really taken hold of working as a team. Each person, I will tell you, is very different. They have their own personality. They have their own way of working. You have some people who call me every single day, multiple times a day. You have some people who I don't see for ages. They call me when they need me, and it's all good because it takes all types. But what they've taken is what is unique to them to help grow our unit and our goal. As we were working for the Circle of Achievement, there were some people who were like, well, I'm just really good at, I can sell lipsticks. She loves lipsticks, and she sold lipsticks to everybody in her family. That was her contribution. We had other people who had $1,000 days, and they were like, I'm just going to hold parties, all of that. So what we did actually, the goal was the Circle of Achievement, which is the $300,000 unit club. And what I did was I took 6 of the cheerleaders in our unit. So if this is your personality, and if you feel like you can be someone who encourages other people in your unit, in your team, ask your sales director if you can be a cheerleader for her. Because we're always looking at those people who's the first person to like a post that I put on Facebook? Who's the first person to ask me what our goals are, how close we are to our goal? You can be a cheerleader. So that's what we did. I chose 6 of the cheerleaders in our unit, and I asked them to be team captains. The Anitas, both Anitas, Anita Conley and Anita Wood, they both knew how badly I wanted this Circle of Achievement. And so we did a little powwow with my team. And we basically said, this is how much we need. So there's going to be 10 people on each team. Okay, 10 people on each team. And this is how much we need each team to generate. Did each team do the same thing? No. Did each team hit exactly the mark? No. Someone on the team may have done $225 the whole 3 months that we were working for this. The last 3 months we were working for it. There are some people who, again, did $1,000 months or close to it every single month in the challenge period. But the point is, every single person, no matter their contribution, counted. Every single person is appreciated. And was I happy for that? Absolutely. I have a joke that's I always mention it, but it's so true. It's not really a joke, I guess. There's no way I could sell $300,000 by myself. I mean, I could. I'd be real tired. I'm sure it could be done somehow, but I don't want to do that. I don't. It's really the teamwork. The teamwork makes the dream work. And so because of the team effort that culminated, really that whole team thing started back when we were earning the Equinox, and we brought it forward to the Circle of Achievement. It spilled over into us 3 months later earning the Cadillac. So again, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, but let's briefly talk about some ways that we can all be team players for the rest of the month. Okay, first of all, I'm sorry. I've got the sniffles. You guys, it's not Corona, I promise. But I have the sniffles today, and I'm just going to do this. Okay, excuse me. All right. So let's talk about how we can, all of us, be team players for the rest of the month. It's double credit. This is double credit month. So this means that everything each of us does within the next 3 days can hugely impact how our units, your unit, finishes at the end of the seminar year. Everything we do counts double. So we can all be a part of a Cadillac, $500,000, or even top trip unit if we all pull together in our national area. Okay, like I see us in Inner Circle, right? So we just need this month to really max things out, to catapult us. Catapult? To project us forward, okay? I'm a little loopy today, guys. Project us forward so that we can finish not only this month, but the seminar year very strong. So, double credit. This month gives us double bonus to get there. Number one, again, ask your director, what is the goal? How close are we? And what do we need to do to get this done? Number two, can you step up just a little bit, stretch just a little bit more this month? Just a little bit more this month to help your unit. So if you would normally do like a 225 order, like an active order, which is very much appreciated because it counts not only for 450, it actually counts as 900. Is there any way that you could double that? You know, like what if you got 10 people to sell 5 lip glosses for you? Or 5 people to sell 10 lip glosses for you. So by stepping up in this way, you would actually profit 450, right? Or, you know, can you do one more career chat with your sales director? Could you share the opportunity with one more person this month? Why not 3? Why not stretch and do like 3 more? And again, are you on someone's team who's working to be in their car? What can you do to make that happen? Are you on someone's team who, you know, who really could use you just cheering them on and saying, hey girl, you can do this. We got this, right? So what are some other ways that you can think of that can help you to be a team leader? You can put them in the chat. Just, I'm sure you guys can think of other ways that can help you to be a team player. All right, so now you might say, team. All right, I'm a team player. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? So, you know the acronym, TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more, right? So when you're part of a team and you help the team, you're benefiting, right? So let's go back to that situation of the lip glosses. You know, you get 450, you get a 450 wholesale order, you're going to profit 450, right? It helps your unit because it actually counts as 1,800 because it's double credit. It counts 1,800 retail for the unit, but you have 450 in your pocket. Can you say win-win? Everybody say win-win? Uh-huh. And what if you did stretch a little bit more to do some career chats or business conversations, however your unit calls them, with your sales director? Who gets a team member? You do, mate, right? So win-win, right? So you guys get the points. You know, we have 3 days left. Let's imagine that we're in a ball game, a basketball game, and the last minute is on the clock. We need like 4 more points to win the game. We've played the game. We need 4 more points. But you're feeling tired and you're like, oh, man, that team, they're up by 4 points. We got a minute left. I didn't really play great this game. So you know what? I'm just going to sit this one out. I'm going to go sit down and we'll just gear up for next game. There's no next game. This is the game. Don't be that team player. You're going to play it all out because you're a part of a team, right? And so I just want to finish with a story. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of this book, but if you haven't, it is absolutely fabulous. It is called Chop Wood, Carry Water, and it's by Joshua Metcalf. And bear with me as I tell this story. It's about this young boy named John, and he wants to be a samurai. And so he travels all the way to Japan. He gets into this boot camp that helps him to become a samurai. And he thought that straight out the gate, he was just going to start shooting arrows and doing stuff that samurais do. But his job was to simply chop wood and carry water. They wouldn't let him get to the good stuff until he chopped wood and carried water. So trying to help him learn a lesson about his journey there at the samurai camp, his mentor, whose name is Akira, told him this story. He said that in Japan, they have a deep love of architecture. And there was once a man named Koda who built some of the finest houses in all of Tokyo. His work became famous due to his dedication to the process, his willingness to beat on his craft, and his relentless devotion to keep learning, even late into his career. Eventually, though, Koda grew tired of building homes for other people, and he was ready to retire. He had been building homes for over 30 years. He was ready to move on. But his boss said, Koda, we are forever indebted to you for the magnificent work you've done for our company, and so grateful you've worked for us so long. Before you retire, because he had given his 2-week notice, he said, we have one favor of you. Can you just build one more house? Just one more house. So Koda, he was all upset, and he was like, oh, I want to retire already. He was frustrated, but he agreed. He agreed with his head, but his heart was no longer in it. And so, to paraphrase, basically, he saw what he was doing as an obligation instead of as an opportunity. He built the house, and the house was up to code, and it was, good quality. It wasn't the best quality. It wasn't like the Koda quality that, he really had a reputation for. But this is what happened. He went to his boss, and he said, I did what you asked. Now I'm asking one last time for your blessing to retire. His boss said, thank you, Koda. We have just one more thing. Now Koda began to get really upset because he thought they were going to ask to build another house. His boss reached into his desk, pulled out a very small black box with a red ribbon tied around it. And he said, we are so grateful for you, Koda. This gift is a token of our appreciation. Koda pulled the ribbon, opening the box to discover a set of shiny new keys. His boss smiled and said, the house is yours. You deserve it. Immediately, his heart sank. Unbeknownst to Koda, the whole time, he had been building his own house. If only he had known that he was building his own house, he would have cared so much more. He would have used only the finest materials. He would have overseen every detail and given it his all like he had always done. But it was too late. And so each of us is building our own house. Sometimes we might think that we're building for our school, our family, company, or our team, but we are always building our own house. So let's build wisely. We may be working for a team goal, but in the process, who are we becoming? Because that is building our own house. So teamwork makes the dream work, cliche, but it's so true. And let's just rock this out these next 3 days. Shall we, everyone? Yes? All right. You guys have a great evening.